Hmm. Oh, brother. Sometimes this computer does not want to type. It takes forever for it to catch up with itself. Oh boy, today has been pretty exciting. Got to go out and make another video. I'm still editing it. So it's a good thing that I gave a heads up that this live stream would end up being anywhere between 6 to 7 o'clock. I wish that I had said or 8, but can't have it too late. So it's still good. All is still good. And I will finish the editing later. Boy, it's going to be good. It's going to all be good. So, anyway, welcome to all. And I am so glad that you are here. I don't have any real plans for tonight's stream. Perhaps we'll build a story, or maybe we'll get into some trivia questions. Might actually have people ask some questions themselves and then have the rest of us answer. And that's always interesting to have other people in the chat ask a question and then the rest of us get to ask. So, kind of a shared topic, so to speak. Have everybody take turns and ask a trivial question. So, yeah, we may just do that as well. So it's going to be interesting to see just how this chat turns out today. Um, I do hope that everyone has had a good day, that it's been comfortable temperature rise for you, and hopefully you haven't had any storm today or whatnot, but that today has been productive or at least relaxing or something for all of you. And we'll just see what comes. Now, either the screen is blurry or I'm not seeing right because I've been looking too close at my phone. Probably I've been looking too close at my phone, more than likely. The reason why my screen looks a little grainy to me. But I've been staring at my phone for a little while, editing and stuff, so I look forward to getting the rest of that video out. I hope that you all had enjoyed the zoo from yesterday. I greatly enjoyed that. There was quite a few animals that wasn't there at the zoo. I don't even know that they've got all the animals. It's possible that some was actually out being tended to or whatnot. But I noticed like the boards that was up to talk about the different animals that they had mentioned of some animals that they didn't have at all. So we didn't get to see any bears of any kind, no black bears, no grizzlies, no pandas, nothing like that, no koala bears. We had missed like zebras and stuff like that, the typical things that you would see in a zoo. But considering that it's a smaller zoo, hey, Savannah, considering that it's a smaller zoo, I guess you can't expect them to have all kinds of animals. I'm doing really well. Hey, Jillian. So for it being a small zoo, it still had a good selection of animals. If I could ever get to the San Antonio Zoo, which would be so fascinating, boy, now I had cut a whole lot out. I had done as much editing as possible for the Reiko Zoo. I can imagine if I was to do the San Antonio Zoo, and I have been there before, that place is huge. It is huge. I can just imagine that would not be a short video by any means. So, but I would love to be able to do the San Antonio Zoo. And the cool thing is, San Antonio is only not even 3 hours from here. It's around 2.5, 3 hours from here. So it's possible to the San Antonio Zoo. I'd say it's close to 3 hours, but nonetheless, that would be a cool trip. Hello, bro, Deal. How you doing, buddy? I wasn't ignoring you. I was trying to get that out. Oh, that's okay. Oh, have you ever been to the zoo, Savannah? Oh, that's okay, Dylan. I understand. I perfectly understand. I know the last time I went to the zoo, me and my first husband hadn't been married very long. Our daughter might have been about 5, 6 years old, and that was the last time I'd gone. So I enjoyed yesterday's little escapade. I enjoyed it. And, at the same time, I'm disappointed that they don't have the large variety of animals, but at the same time, it was a pleasure. It is a type of zoo. An aquarium is a type of zoo. Yeah, SeaWorld, it's an attraction. It's a type of zoo. It's an aquatic zoo, is what it is. That would be something else that would be cool to go to. I think there's a San Antonio SeaWorld, but I'm not positive, but I think there is because it seems to me like years ago when I was visiting grandmother one time, she had talked about SeaWorld. And this was like when I was a kid. So it's possible that there's a SeaWorld in San Antonio. Everything is in San Antonio, serious. My grandmother used to live in San Antonio. But that would be something interesting to film. Very interesting. I love zoos. I get a fascination out of seeing the different kinds of animals and amazed at the different kinds. Oh, do they? Maybe not all of them, though, Julian. Maybe the one that you went to, but perhaps not all of them. Sometimes we can't label everything because of one place. It's like a restaurant. For instance, Popeyes. We went to a lousy Popeyes, but we have been to other Popeyes and they're good restaurants. So one SeaWorld, maybe, but we can't label all of them. Well, there's other SeaWorlds, not just in Disney World. There's other SeaWorlds. No, I understand that, but that doesn't mean that every SeaWorld mistreats them. We just don't know. Now, I'm pretty positive that there is one in San Antonio or around because I'm pretty sure that my grandmother had talked about it. I like to believe that not all of them mistreat the animals, but I really have to say they're doing a very good job of the animals here at the zoo. Um, I love the setups that they've got for all of the animals. And what's really neat, like for the monkeys and the apes, they used um, fire hoses. Fire hoses, strung them out for them to be able to swing on them. That's pretty cool because fire hoses are tough. They won't just tear down. So that's pretty clever using old fire hoses for the gorillas and apes and monkeys. Oh, Orlando. Ah. Yeah, now the one in Orlando is actually famous. I don't ever plan on going there anyway, so. And I'll probably never go to SeaWorld. Probably not. I'd say they're pretty expensive. Between yesterday and today, I've spent $17 on two places to show off to you all. Ah, I see. Well, unless they straighten up, they might lose business, huh? And it's definitely not good to mistreat them. I appreciate, though, that they display animals for us to get to see. I appreciate that because we would never get to see the exotic animals that God created if there wasn't zoos and aquariums. But the best that they can do is make them feel like they're home. Mm, yeah, I don't know either. Disney's kind of going downhill anyway, but that's a completely different story that I don't even want to get on. I don't even want to talk about. Let's just say, though, I don't think Mr. Walt Disney would be very happy if he was still alive. So, what do you all want to get into? I agree with you, Julian. I most particularly appreciate the ones that's from the 90s down. Probably more like in the early 80s and 70s. All the remakes and everything Disney taking over practically every kind of movie franchise. They're ruining everything. So, what would you all like to get into? Yeah, it's from Pixar. Disney used Pixar. They are. They are. Disney used Pixar. Toy Story is Disney. Huh. Bye, Dylan. I hate that you're having trouble. Hopefully, you'll figure out what in the world's going on. Am I the only one who likes to take the sweat off of a glass and clean my hands? Like when a sink isn't available at the moment, but I've got a glass of ice cold water or soda or whatever, and the glass is dripping with sweat, I like to take the sweat off of the glass and literally wrap my hands. And most everybody got bored with them. Why, you'd want me to start doing them every day again? I kind of miss having everybody give me accountability, you know? The reason why I'd even started doing the journey vlogs was for accountability. It seemed like it kind of helped keep me stable, so to speak. But there'd been a few people who said that they were so bored with seeing the repetitive videos. I didn't give advice or nothing, just saying I'm up, I'm down, I'm down, I'm up. Just so repetitive. But you know, like there's my intro that is so good and interesting. And I was thinking about that earlier. I've got that intro that's going to race. And like I said, you all gave me accountability. It just seemed to help keep me straight by me telling you as if I screwed up or not. And the thing is, you know, if you're too embarrassed to admit that you screwed up, then you don't want to screw up because you got to present yourself the next day. Yeah, I was meaning to check that out and never did get to. I told him I was going to check that out and I didn't get to. Oh, do they? Well, let me double check my day. There's 2 days left to measurement day. This is day 388 because I'm still recording it in my notebook. This is day 388. 390 is measurement day. So I tell you what, if you can wait one more day, in 2 more days, um, he pretty well had stopped watching because he got tired of seeing the same thumbnail and everything over and over again. He didn't say that he hated it, he just got bored with it. But there was someone else, I think it might have been Luke, who had said that, but at least by me giving my journey vlogs every day, it showed people that I wasn't giving up. But hey, you know, as Savannah said, they don't have to watch. And I had been missing giving them to you all. I have literally felt lost without doing my journey vlogs. Seriously, I have felt lost. Even with just having 3 views, because a few of them I had only gotten just 3 views. Lousy. But that was still view time. And like I said, it helps with accountability. And there was a few people who took strength and encouragement. So I'll not give one tomorrow, but it will be Thursday, which will be measurement day, and I'll start giving my journey vlogs daily again after that. It is part of the journey. It's just a little embarrassing. It's frustrating, but it's embarrassing. It's more embarrassing because I'm supposed to be steadily dropping, and I'm still in the 70s, and I'm like, drag on and on. I'm wanting to make my goal by my birthday this year. My birthday is December 30th. But as time winds down, I've got less and less time to lose the last 39 pounds. This morning I came in at 176.4. Yesterday I was 175.6, so I'd actually gone up 8 ounces. It's funky. And right now, the way it goes, as of this morning, I am up from how much I weighed on day 360. I would love to at least have lost 1 pound because I was 175 even on day 360. Yeah, there are. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I weigh myself after I relieve everything of my body in the morning. I make sure to be consistent with how I weigh in because I know that if you're not consistent in the way you weigh, that's going to make it off even more. About that. So there's 16 ounces in a pound, but yet, like you weigh yourself on the scale, and there's only 10 ounces between pounds. You can either weigh zero point 0 down to 0.1 or 0.9 to 0.0. It's weird. I use digital scales. It is weird because there are 16 ounces in a pound, but that's not how the scales measure you. The scales measure your ounces by 10. And I was thinking about that this morning when I was doing dishes because I was trying to calculate how many ounces I was up. I thought, but there's 16 ounces in a pound, so how is it that the scales only give you 10 ounces? It is confusing. Maybe the point isn't actually ounces. I don't know. I don't know. And I'm not going to question it. Yeah. I might not would like the numbers if it worked by 16 ounces. I might not would like them at all. Like, what if I'm really, like, I don't know, 176.12 or something, you know? Yeah, forget it. Oh, no, no. Um, my um my BMI is in the overweight range now. I got out of the obesity range a few months ago. Like, I don't know, maybe back like in April or something like that. So I'm glad I'm no longer in the obese range. The last time I checked, I was at 29.2, which is in the overweight. It's your body mass index. Basically, I guess it's just calculating an estimate of how much fat you've got, your body mass. And pretty well it goes by how much you weigh according to your height and all that. Oh, okay. I was thinking that you just put what is. I didn't see your. Sorry. It's 29.2 the last time I looked. Last time I looked. But before, when I had gotten down to 171 just a few weeks ago, it had actually gotten down to 28.8, which was exciting. So now I've got to get it going back down. So yeah, since I'm helping you out, Savannah, I'll go on ahead and start doing them again. That gives me view time, and who knows who else I'm helping. I know it helps me though, because it really does. It encourages me to do better, because I don't want to make a fool of myself in front of all of you. That's more embarrassing than anything. I think it's more embarrassing than frustrating. So let me ask you this. Do you enjoy it more with me showing you what I'm doing toward losing the weight, like if I'm taking the hikes? Or do you enjoy me showing you what my meal is? Or do you enjoy me just talking to you about it? Which do you like the best with them? 24.7. That's not bad. How tall do you stand? I kind of figured though, with me showing like exercising or hiking, one or the other, and what I eat in my meal, kind of shows more honesty, because that way people sees, yeah, she's making an effort somehow. 6 foot 6'1" at 187. Oh, that's not a bad BMI at all. Matter of fact, that's an ideal weight for you. At 6'1", 187 is a very ideal weight. Really? I do not get very many views for my hikes. But I kind of was thinking also, like, instead of just doing a short vlog as soon as I start on the Riverwalk, I could just kind of segment it and talk in different parts of the trails. You are normal. That is normal. That's actually very, very good, Julian. You're not too slender. You're not overweight. That's perfect for your height. Well, I sure appreciate you giving me this input, Savannah, because that spurges me on. Absolutely. That is about the closest to a perfect rate for a man I have heard so far. It sounds really good for you, buddy. But yeah, thank you very much for giving your input on it, Savannah, because honestly, I was starting to think that it was useless for me to even do any journey vlogs. So yeah, and with the temperatures coming down, that will help a lot. And I can just do different trails and give my vlogs that way. Now, I'm glad that I'm being of help. That encourages me. I'm encouraging you. Uh, because you can't get them, or you're not trying to get them, or you just don't think that you can get them. Oh. I tell you what, that's a good reason right there. That's about the best reason right there. Well, you know what? I can definitely understand that. I can most certainly understand that. I was always sore when I would help Dad with the cement. It's work. I can imagine how sore he was because he'd done the heavier work. You'd think that you'd have abs anyway. Yep, that's very, very, very encouraging, Savannah. Just, well, a flat stomach is better than having a big stomach. You don't have a six-pack, but gee, a flat stomach is awesome. I want a flat stomach. I don't care if I've got a six-pack or an eight-pack. I want a flat stomach. I need a flat stomach. My clothes will fit even better with a flat stomach. You know, there was someone else who had told me that they was actually there to watch me with, I think her name is Agnes, Agnes something. It's a beautiful life. She's from Poland. And she said that she was subscribed to watch the hiking, the songs, and the crafts. That's what she said. The crafts, the songs, and the hiking. Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much, Julian. And that's what she said. She said that she was in it for the crafts, the singing, and the hiking. So the singing, you know, it's crazy because I just sing from the top of my heart, and I'll sing without even recording, and I'm thinking, okay, I've got to record this because this is beautiful. And then I start to record, and it is like, I hope. If I could start recording when I start singing out of my heart, it'd be different. But trying to catch it again is like impossible. Yeah, but you know what? You still got that. I mean, yeah, it's not the right name, but still, it's close. It's very close. And crafts, like, you know, since I started painting on Fridays, at least you can watch those. Um, Hiking, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start going back again. I'm going to start going back to the park again and hiking, and I'll just do my vlogs on different parts of the trails. Yeah. I've had to carry blocks. There was one project that Dad got to do. He was no longer with a job. And there was this one guy that it's a good friend with, and he wanted his house underpinned. So, like, if I remember right, there was ordered 500 cinder blocks. And when they brought the truck up with those cinder blocks, I helped get the blocks off the truck and stack them. Dad also had me mix the cement, and he had me help with there was all kinds of things he had me helping with. I can't remember what and all. I ended up burning $450 out of that job. Yeah. My poor dad, he had done hard labor the majority of his life. Um, well, not hard. Like when we lived in Ohio, he worked at the pottery. I think he was maintenance on the machines. And then he drove coal truck, and then he started working for the cement plant. And with the cement plant, he done maintenance on the trucks. He drove the cement trucks. He laid the cement. He set the cement. He had a couple accidents in the cement trucks. In Kentucky, the area that we lived, the bridges were old log bridges. And a couple of them had actually collapsed underneath the cement trucks because the trucks was too heavy for old bridges. One of his co-workers went down on a log bridge in their truck, and then another time Dad went down on an old log bridge with his truck. He said it felt like he was just floating down. Yeah, yeah. You definitely have to wear gloves anytime that you do outside work. You definitely have to. Whether it's raking leaves or if it's digging trenches or if it's working cement or if it's carrying bricks or blocks or whatever. I mean, you've got to wear gloves. The one kind of shovels that I seriously despise are the ones that's got the handles, the grips like this with the square heads. Man, those things give me blisters every time. Definitely with cement. Do you know, Dad told me that cement eats clothes, shoes, gloves. So you have to use real leather in order to keep from ruining anything. Steel-toed boots is preferable because if you use simple boots, cement ruins them. I don't know how many pairs of work boots Dad had gone through, but he never did get steel-toed. He got rather regular work boots. Don't know how many boots he ended up going through, because he would have to literally get inside of the form while the cement would be pouring and get the cement all over his boots. But he had started wearing rubber boots, large rubber boots over top of his regular work boots, and then he'd just rinse those boots off. But he ended up with holes all in his work pants. It's tough work all the way around. But at the same time, for me personally, I can't answer for you two, but for me personally, I like doing that kind of work. I'm not necessarily a personal gardener or anything. I don't like to do my own garden or nothing. But when it comes to constructive work, like carpentry, which I prefer really working outdoors with cement and being able to carry wood and stuff, I love that. My ex-husband used to be a carpenter, and when he would attempt to do any remodeling on our own house, I would help him bring in the wood and hold the wood down as he'd saw and things. And then with Dad, when he no longer worked and he would have side jobs, and I'd go help him. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Yeah. Well, Dad didn't have any uniform. He bought the Dickies work clothes. They didn't provide uniforms for where he worked. He could have worn jeans even, but he a jeans guy. He prefers work pants and dress slacks. He does not like jeans. Never did, I don't reckon. I don't think I've ever seen my dad in a pair of jeans. It's always either been dress slacks or work pants. I've often wanted to try to get hold of a job where I would be an assistant, as my husband said, my ex-husband, as he said, the gophers. I would love to be a gopher in a carpenter crew. It's good for you. Oh, well, I tell you what though, the really cool thing about jeans are they're very durable, and it takes a lot to mess up a pair of jeans, especially if you get a sturdy pair of jeans. And I'm not talking about the ones that's pre-washed and all that. It is really hard to wear out jeans. And I like that. And jeans work just as good for work clothes as the Dickies do. Yeah, you wear good ones. Levi's are like top notch. Hello, Victor. Oh, really? Man, you don't hardly see anybody wearing actual pants here in Texas. Everybody wears shorts. Yeah, Dickies and Levi's are excellent for stuff like that. I doubt very much that I would ever be able to get a job here in a construction crew or in a carpenter crew. just because I have no qualifications. And that sucks. 'Cause I tell you what, if I could get a job working for a carpenter crew, I would completely quit YouTube. I would be a very happy camper if I could become part of a carpenter crew. Wranglers are good jeans. What I'm wearing right now are Wranglers, but Wranglers are actually thinner than Levi's. They used to be tough like Levi's, but Wranglers have gone cheap. So as they're not as heavy as Levi's. At one time they would have worked great. At one time, back in the older days. Changed the quality of their pants, and they're still good jeans. Really good jeans. But no, I wouldn't wear them to work in either. But Levi's most definitely. I love carpenter pants. All those pockets, oh my gosh, like the best. Would never have to carry a purse if I had some carpenter pants. Never have to carry a purse. But alas, I don't have any. That's a good question, Julian. I have a pair of carpenter crop pants. Um, my daughter had bought them for me, and they're just regular thin cotton, breathable cotton. They're not jeans. She had bought them. They was on clearance for $5, and they're a size 11, so I can't wear them yet. But boy, they've got the pockets on them, and I can hardly wait till I fit into them. I am going to wear those babies out. Once I get to wear them, I'm going to wear them out. I don't think I'll ever carry a purse every time I wear those. More than likely, he's got to wear dress slacks, maybe khakis. It's according to what kind of job, where he's a receptionist. But if he'd ever come on, we could ask him. That would be interesting. But it's very much possible he's got a dress code. Desk jobs, especially in a big corporation or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, are you there, Levi? Levi? It shows there's only 3 here, and that would be you, Savannah, and Victor. So who knows? Now, backpacks, I use a backpack when I go hiking because it's handier than a purse. But as far as it goes with purses, I have been using purses since I was 12 years old. So I like purses, but I find that if I'm not carrying anything, I feel free. Like there is no burden. Hello, Heather. How are you doing today, girl? How many times you gonna change that title? Oh my goodness, girly. Yeah, Julian. With everybody saying Miss Julie, you might as well wear a purse, huh? And you're so good not to ever correct anybody and say, excuse me, I'm a sir. That's very good of you, Julian, that you don't correct anybody. And I'm thinking, it's not Miss Julie. A Julian female is 2 L's. A male Julian is 1 L. People needs to know that. Maybe one of these days somebody will let them know. So now I've got to try to fit this new name on here. Girlie, you keep changing it. It was easier when you was just Kentucky Girl. Now see, I can't fit AKA Kentucky Girl in there. My tablet's not big enough. See, it's only this big. I can't get Kentucky Girl in there. It is, but like I said, female is 2 L's, male is 1 L. People's just got to realize that. Yeah. Well, there's been a few who just staggers in and they say, "Bye, Julie." I'm thinking, nope, not Julie. Nope, nope. Yeah, well, all I got is AKA. So I can't get Kentucky Girl in there. I can barely get KG in. I know, but you're so good about it, buddy. You're so good about it. There's this particular actor. His name is Julian something. I can't think of his last name. I think he's British, I believe, or European. Definitely European, but I'm not sure if he's British. He's got a slight accent, and I love him. I think he is an excellent actor, and I think Julian's a cool name for a man, honestly. Yeah. Well, even if you was a girl, like chopping your name up like that isn't very fair either. Yeah, I never thought that he was a girl either. But the first time that we met, he went by John John Kerry. So, that was a dead giveaway. Like, okay, here's a dude here. He's using the name John Kerry, which of course was the state running for the Democrat Party. I know. I'm just saying, Julian, that was the dead giveaway that you was not a woman. But when you said that you was going to just go on ahead and go to your real name and you said who you were, like, so I kind of wonder, me knowing how the female name is spelled and how the male name is spelled, I wonder, I probably would have still known that she was a man just because I know the difference in the spelling. Wow. You're out of luck, kiddo. You shouldn't have ate all your food. You shouldn't have ate all of it. You're out of luck. Mama not giving you more. Nope, you gotta wait until tomorrow morning. Yep. Maybe you'll learn to stretch your food when nobody's there to pick it back up. Yeah. 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 I love you. She has nothing left to say. It's a very beautiful name. You're right, it does. It really does. There is Juliana, and then, of course, Julia and Julie. So, yeah, Julian does sound more like a man's name. And, quite frankly, I think the name Julian makes a man sound handsome and gentleman. I think it just kind of gives that perspective to a guy of being a gentle person, somebody who knows how to treat a woman, a kind man. That's how I look at the name Julian for a guy. Oh, wow. That's the reason why you had a hard time with the story we made yesterday. Well, I like a Julian Alexander. I think that's a beautiful name put together. Very beautiful. I don't picture you being a Martin anyway. I think you done right. It's a very beautiful name. Yeah, a very nice flow. It rolls right off the tongue very easy. Oh, well, that's okay. That's fine. That's no problem. Have you ever noticed some names don't roll off the tongue very easy, and then others, it's like they were meant to be together? My name is Amy Beth. Okay, that's pretty easy to throw together. My last name is Step. Amy Beth Step. Okay, now you get stumbling. My name was Amy Beth Fugit. That rolled pretty easy. Now my name is Amy Beth Johnston. That's somewhat of a stumble, but the worst was trying to say Amy Beth Step. Yeah. No. Heather Ashley. Heather Ashley. You'd have to get used to saying that. Ooh, Savannah Elise. Ooh. Yeah, Heather Ashley is beautiful together, but it's kind of rough to roll it off the tongue. Savannah Elise goes together like butter. I mean, it just slides right off. Uh, Savannah Elise Blair. I think it's good. Um, I think the hardest one to roll is Donald John. Now, if it's actually Jonathan, Donald Jonathan, a little better, but Donald John? I hate it when his middle name is used. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. It doesn't roll well. Oh, okay. Well, now I'm really learning something. Named after my sister's best friend Heather, and Ashley came from a lady named Ashley. Oh, cool. Yeah. So is it Ebert? Because Dylan is Ebert. Ah, okay, I got that. Because I was thinking Ebert was his middle name and Blair was the last name. So he is Dylan Blair Ebert. Ah, got it. Savannah Elise Ebert. Oh my gosh. Oh, bless your heart, Savannah. I don't pronounce very well. And so if names don't roll off the tongue, it is so hard for me to get those out. Wow. I understand now. I see the whole picture. But it's good to know a little bit more about the family. Well, I tell you what's really funny. And so like when I'd gotten the deal on the internet, and the guy he wrote his name down. And when I read it back to him, I pronounced it right. And he said, "You are the first one who has ever pronounced it right." And I'm thinking to myself, like, who wouldn't pronounce it right? But he said that they pronounce it with a long E or something like that, and it's not. And like, wow. I'm not too bad for pronouncing names. Sometimes I screw them up, but I'm not too bad at it. My brother's name is Alan Ray. Now, I think that rolls pretty good. And his was easier to pronounce. Alan Ray Stepp. A lot better than Amy Beth Stepp. I think it's the TH that rolls the step off. It just, the TH knocks it off. But I think Amy Beth together sounds good. Ah, we may never know. I know. I do know. It's kind of funny. I was running these because I know that Amy Beth goes great together, but because of how Beth is pronounced, it wouldn't always go with every single last name. So anytime that I would be dating a boy, when I would have a boyfriend, I would roll my name with their last name to see if it matched. And the way I saw it, if it didn't ring very well, if it didn't roll off the tongue well, that wasn't going to be my mate. The last name had to match very well. Oh, It doesn't even come close to sounding like that. I thought I was the only one. I don't even have my phone. I don't have my phone. Um, their last name isn't Conley though. It's shoot. I'm thinking Collier, but it's not Collier. I don't know. Collins, that's it. Yes, Collins. Boy, we're talking about names having to retract every which way we go. And what's sad is, so like you all are retracting, but I'm repeating, and you can retract all you want, but my repeating is still going to be heard. I wonder how many people literally watches a live stream all the way through. Yeah. And I wish I could retract my words. Yeah. It was like it's too late. I've got my full name out there all the way. Sadly, if I refuse for this to be uploaded, then I do not get the view time out of it. It's perfectly okay. Nothing that anybody could do with it anyway. I didn't think about that until the other day. It's kind of better that way. Shoot, it's funny. Me and Dylan and Mark, we all agreed that there would never be any personal talk. And here we're having personal talk. Nope. I do too. But at the time, there were so many trolls coming in. And so now I guess like we're okay. No, but I'm sure that she's okay. I'd say she's just wanting to mostly make sure that nobody gets hurt. No, at least not at this time. I don't know if she'll ever start making them again. But it was good to see that she was okay. I hate what they did to her and everybody else who was associated with her. That was just outright wrong. But you know what? In some ways, maybe this is good for her and not for the trolls, but where she's got trouble with her eyesight. So maybe in a lot of ways it's better. Yeah, I agree. But you know what? I'd say that even the older ones, the bigger YouTubers, have got it really bad. Yeah, same thing. I knew what you was getting at. But you know, in all honesty, I've not had any real trouble with trolls. Not really. Um, the like have an occasional troll pop in and say, "You're gorgeous. Would you run off and marry me?" Or "How old are you? I think you're sexy," and then they just leave. Fine, get out of here. But the ones that was following Joy around was the real trouble. I There hasn't been any trouble since that. Yeah, I think on the whole part they was coming in and just watching to see if she'd show up. They didn't make a whole lot of trouble, but they were definitely there. But yeah, it's been a lot better. A small sacrifice on her part, but it worked good for everybody. For everybody. And I think now she can live like stress free, which is all the better for her. I didn't like her going through stress like that. It was really wreaking havoc on your brother, though. It was really making it bad. I hated them coming in and talking about him like that. That was so nasty. But I noticed once again, he's not had trouble with that either. So I know it was making me mad too. It was really making me mad. And that one particular Sunday that I was there on his live stream and them doing that to him, and then I started my live stream and they came right on over to mine. Boy, that's when I really tore into them. Because usually, I just rely on all my moderators to go on ahead and kick the group out, kick any ignorance out. But I was already mad for what they had been saying to him. And then they turned around and came in saying things about him and Joy at the same time. I wanted so much to be able to do more than just talk them down. Yeah, we're not going to. Hello, Grandpa. And I agree with you right there, Julian. Did you have a good outcome on your stream, Grandpa? Looked like it was a pretty decent crowd. No, Julian knows exactly what they said. Yeah, I saw you there, Julian. Yeah, I had to pop in and say hi to you at least. Least I could do. But getting 3 kisses from Luna, oh boy, I felt special. It was crazy. But what's really horrible about it is that Sunday was when my live streams started going downhill. My live streams was growing, and then just from that Sunday on, it was like people really didn't even want to come in no more. And I just knew it was because they was afraid. And I've tried so hard in so many ways to reassure people that everything is clear, that they can come in, be safe. But people still traumatized by that. I know. Savannah's awesome. You're awesome, girl. You're good. You're good. It was hard to keep up with them, that's for sure. I mean, they was rolling in hard, really hard. Yeah, you're the kind of moderator that everybody needs. But as I've said sadly before, I've got the best of the best. My moderators are awesome folks, fast on the draw. I know it affected my husband. He watched one. It wasn't that Sunday, but he had watched one, and he said he really didn't even want to be on my streams anymore. I do know that it was because of that, the reason why I lost a whole lot of my regulars. I think it's even the reason why Mark and Nikki really doesn't come on that much anymore. And then go figure, like my most regular is Julian here. The one who came in last on my creative crew is the one that's sticking by my side the most. And I appreciate you for that. That is so good of you, buddy. I can always rely on Julian to be right there. If nobody else shows up for my creative crew, at least I can trust Julian. And I've always said that I considered Mark to be my right-hand man because he was the first one to ever be a part. Mark was the very first one, and then his wife, Nikki. And then it was Levi, and then it was Julian. I know. Yeah. I definitely know that they go on Wednesday. I think periodically their church does mission type work where they go out. So maybe that's what they're into right now. I don't know. I do know that Mark and Nikki loves coming in though. And we're all still a very close crew, every one of us. But it just seems like it's so hard for everybody to come in. Well, I do know that there is never any notifications given. That's a definite right there. YouTube is bad for giving notifications. And I know that for the past few days, I haven't given any warning and I've been out. But today I did. This morning I was sure to give a shout out and I gave the times that it would be between 6 to 7 Central. And sure enough, I came on at 7. So, it is important to me to make sure to give that out there. And there is my Mitchell. What baby? Awesome. That's terrific. I'm glad that you got your phone back. Does that mean that you'll be able to start attending regularly again? He had been grounded on it. His phone had been took away because he had forgotten his English book. Okay, Savannah. It'll be really good to see you coming back in, buddy. I'll miss you. Awesome. Terrific. That is so awesome. That is a reward well deserved. And yeah, but Mitch done it. I'm proud of you, baby. That is terrific. 93 is an awesome grade. Ah, I didn't even get to do chemistry. I think I would have enjoyed it. And I didn't get to do it. Not once. Probably because I went to Christian school. I went to Christian school in 7th, 8th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. So I didn't get to enjoy that. Oh, well, that's good. I'm glad that you understand it now. Good. Glad to see you back. You're the first person who's ever been back just fast enough. Everybody else says, "Oh, back," and either they don't show back up or like they're almost toward the end of my string. No, you didn't. Usually you do. You do disappear when you say you'll be back. You don't ever make it back. Boy, you barely made that one. At least you passed it. Wow, that is great, Mitch. That's terrific. That's easy to do. That's very easy to do. Uh, I take interest in history, but when it comes like to the wars and the history of different countries, um, I don't have enough attention span to pick it up very well. Ooh, no, we're not even gonna confess that, Mitch. I think that you're gonna excel in chemistry all year long. We'll believe that. You're really smart, baby. Well, 69 isn't drastic. I mean, it could have been better, but it's not drastic. Uh, I never did go to sleep in any one of my classes, but some things went over top of my head. Uh, like grammar, when it came to English, I struggled like knowing. Um, I'm okay with adjectives as long as it's ly. Um, Adverbs was very difficult for me to get the concept. Ooh, fingers crossed, girly. Government and economics. I never cheated either. I was too afraid of my mom. In second grade, I was failing bad on different things, and I was close enough to home I could walk home, and I walked through a forest, and I would just throw my papers into the trees rather than take them home and let my mom see them. And someone found my paper and returned it to the teacher, and the teacher got hold of mom, and mom found out, and I got in bad trouble. I'm doing good. How are you? Two English classes as well, but I always excel in English. Ah, no, but I cheated on my algebra. Ah, ooh, that's how I felt, Mitch. You know, we there isn't too much to say about the public school systems anymore. It really isn't. K-12, cool. I've heard great reviews about K-12. Life skills. I never heard of it. Yeah. I don't know how I would have done if I was homeschooled. Yay. Yeah, it'll be here before you know it, buddy. I see that. I definitely see that. I'm somewhat of an introvert. I don't know. There's what's called introvert. Yeah, it's somebody that's between extrovert and introvert. I lean more toward introvert, but I can socialize somewhat, especially if I'm just sitting there listening and I'm not really called upon, so to speak. I already got you wrote down, Shaw V blog. The one who was just on here, Shaw V blog. asked that it was cool that I gave shout outs, asked if I'd give them a shout out. I've got them written down, so they'll get their shout out tomorrow. Savannah, honey, you sound like me, except for repeating myself. If I feel like nobody's listening, I just shut up. All right, baby. You have a good night. And you done very good. I'm proud of you. Allergic to socializing. If I wanted privileges in Christian school, I had to do an oral report. I didn't mind the book reports, but what I hated most was having to read and study up to do any kind of report. I hated that. I hated that. But I rather had done book reports over oral reports. Oh, well. As far as it goes to being allergic to socializing, like I do great here on these streams. But if we was to all be sitting around in a circle, that might would be a different story. My mother-in-law is wanting to give me her car with the agreement that I would take her to her appointments. And I love my mother-in-law. She's a sweetheart. She's a wonderful woman. But I end up getting so much anxiety, and she's got some appointments next month. So I've been asking God to help me with that because I want to be help for her. I want to be available for her since she's wanting to give me her car. And I've got to get over that anxiety. I think the biggest problem that I've got about it is not so much about being with her because she's wonderful to be around, but I think the biggest problem I've got is trying to find where I've got to go and not knowing where it's at. And then me having to listen to her tell me where to go. But you know what? Maybe if you're anything like me, Savannah, you're a listener. You're one of those you rather listen. And then if you've actually got something to add, it's no problem. But to be a conversation starter, no. It could be that it's not so much that we're introvert, but that we're just listeners. Oh, that poor kid. People so hateful about that though. It doesn't matter. They're still hateful. Oh, cool. But that's not easy for you, is it, Savannah? Or is it okay being online? Is it easier for you being online to do this than it would be if you actually was in a physical school? No, he shouldn't have got bullied. He shouldn't have. I don't know. Maybe for me, it would be easier to do it online than it would be in an actual room. Mm. It's hard not feeling comfortable in your own skin. It's very difficult. But you know what? I don't think it would be easy to be an extrovert either. Because, like, if nobody really liked you, so to speak, and you would just be one that would be so forward and then be shunned, that would be rough. Ah, huh. Well, if he was treated so good there, he must have been treated even worse before. You know, you talking about that large kid that was there for a month kind of reminds me of the Little House on the Prairie episode where there was that large kid that Nancy took advantage of. Oh my gosh. Well, that ain't no worse than finding a whole mess of gum stuck underneath a seat. Yeah, I can imagine that. I can certainly imagine that. Are you still here, Grandpa? Oh, okay. I was wondering because Savannah had asked what your real name was and you never did answer. I was going to tell her if you weren't on here, but if you don't want her to know your name, I just wanted to make sure that you was on here. See, y'all, we never know if Grandpa's there. Never, 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 never know. Did you get that, Savannah? Yeah. I know there was one time that I was getting ready to close the chat down, and if I remember right, it was just Dylan. So I fought, and I said goodnight, Dylan, and then I saw Grandpa as goodnight. I thought, oh, Grandpa, I didn't know you was there. I'm so sorry. Yeah, but it was after that I felt so bad because I didn't know he was still in the chat. So after that, when I go to close down, that's the reason why I say, and anybody else who's still here, I just want to tell you good night. I love yous because I never know. I don't want to leave anybody out. It's very hard to find that too, isn't it, Savannah? I try so hard to get close to people, but like I'm so backwards. And for me personally, the reason is because when I think I'm making friends, suddenly they no longer want anything to do with me, and that hurts. So I stay to myself, but only one person in my entire life, and that was my sister-in-law, my ex-husband's sister-in-law. So she was my sister-in-law only through marriage. um, him and his brother was married to me and her, and I was so outward with her, and but she was the life of the party. It didn't matter where she went. That woman was the life of the party. And so it was easy to come out with her. And I've not been able to find anybody like her ever. Yeah, bless her heart. Either her mouth is too small for her tongue or her tongue is too big for her mouth. But whichever it is, it's a deformity on her. But it is cute. It really is. It distinguishes her. But yeah, I do. I've got a problem of feeling like nobody wants anything else to do with me. And that's tough. No, boxers don't have a problem with their tongues like that. But Luna does. But like I said, it's distinctive on her. It suits her. Besides, all the more kisses. I love that dog to pieces. I wonder how sweet she'd be if I could walk up to her and just pet all over her. Yes, exactly, Savannah, exactly. Now my sister-in-law, and it was the craziest thing is, like, if me and my husband done something that she didn't like, then she would act like she hated us. But before long, me and her would make up and be friends again. Exactly. Exactly, Savannah. And you speak out loud, huh, Victor? Brothers and sisters in Christ is different, though. But I tell you what, even in church, I feel like people somewhat judge me, even though they don't. The church that me and hubby goes to are very welcoming, the people there are. But I still feel like I'm looked at funny, like I don't add up or something. And it's probably on my own doing, just my own mind, Satan playing with me. But there has been so many times that, like, I think I'm clicking with somebody. I think I'm getting along with them. Like, yeah, they're awesome friends. And then they no longer want anything else to do with me. And then I wonder why. What did I say? What did I do? Oh, wow. Savannah, honey, you seriously sound like me. That is crazy. When I was a teenager, I talked easier with the elders than I ever did of my own age. I had wonderful friends as elders in church. In church. Now I can hardly talk with elders, probably because they're closer to my age now than they were. I wonder why that is, though. Maybe because the ones that's closer our age is more judgmental than the older ones. The older ones are old enough to not be judgmental. Maybe that's it. Honestly, I can't say. Well, that's great. It's good that you can do that. Oh, Savannah. Yeah. Wow. No, no, I don't have any Karens at church. They are all very respectful. And if there are any Karens at the church, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know of any. We actually did find a very good church. They all welcome us there. We really do. And no thanks, Victor. If you want to go, that's fine. You go on ahead, buddy. You go watch. I'm not interested. Hello. I know it was you every single time, Anthony. When you come on, it blanks out every time. I know it's you. How you doing, buddy? I'd say so, Savannah. I'd say it is. Yeah, but you're still giving an offering, and that's something. Yeah. I'm not even going to watch it through YouTube. I'm not interested myself. As usual. It all depends. Are you friend or foe? Oh, wow. We're okay. Oh, you mean on that? Yeah, that's crazy. Thank you, Anthony. I appreciate it, baby. Yeah. Wow. Satan's determined to tear us apart before Christ comes, Savannah. Church needs to hold together and continue praying. Until Christ comes, we need to just hold together and continue praying. I know it's getting sicker every time, and it's getting to the point that my stomach gets sick when I read these things now. Yep, you're fast on that one for sure. You're very fast on that. I probably won't be watching it though, Anthony. I don't watch Netflix. Well, I certainly hope that no one, well, still, Father, in Jesus' name, touch these people's lives that's been threatened through this incident, Father God. Take care of them and hold them, Father, in Jesus' precious holy name. In Jesus' name, yes. Uh, yeah. Statement made, right? Someone drove a car into the president's business. But tell you about things that can sober a person up. Oh, I've got a box right here, baby, and I'm okay. Thanks. Appreciate it. I feel like crying, but no, I'm not crying. No, anything like that can sober a person up, Julian. It wouldn't have mattered if you'd said it or if I'd seen it later on. Let's see, what was we talking about though? Yeah. Oh yeah, we was talking about introvert and extrovert, weren't we? How we are with friends and being able to talk to people and stuff. Or did we move on to another subject? I tell you what, Savannah, for you being an introvert, you do pretty good on these chats. All right, Julian, you have a good night, baby. Thank you so much for being here once again. I love you, man. You have a good night. We might be closing this out before long anyway. It's after 9. Usually I started at 6. Always. I agree. Absolutely. Always. Like I said, if we was all gathered together in a group, I would rely on the ones that's always yakking, like Julian. And I'd be listening. I mean, it'd be good for us to all be seated together and gathered around. Well, it's good to know that you're not suffering with the acne so much, Anthony. Hopefully, you won't have a problem throughout your entire teens. It would be great that you wouldn't have a problem with them. It would be fun. It would. And who knows? Maybe we wouldn't have a problem with it after all, Savannah. It would. Honestly, I mean, we've grown close together. We've got common ground with Jesus Christ, and maybe it would be a breeze to all be gathered. No problem. Like we'd known each other forever or something. I wonder if we would ever get a chance. It is honestly hard to tell if we'd ever get a chance to actually meet once in our lifetime. But one thing for sure, we will be meeting each other in heaven and we will know each other. We will know everyone. So here on earth, definitely later, girlie. It's possible. It's possible. Yeah. Shoot, you get a job, you better not be an introvert, right? But yeah, it might help break you out of that shell. Yeah, but at least you're not suffering so much with it now. I do hope that you don't have a problem with acne while growing through your teens. I really do, Anthony. That would help you so much, buddy. Hey, there's our Luna. Oh, gee. ah. And Grandpa didn't even say good night. Mm -mm. You little sneaky dog, you. And you just keep it taking care of your skin. Keep taking care of it. You shouldn't have a problem. Uh-oh, Luna. Go ahead, baby. Papa found you out. Always got to give that beautiful, gorgeous girl her own credit. She gets her shout outs too. Uh-oh. There's a big, beautiful dog that's got your name on her mind. Yeah, you better hush. It's a good thing that dog lives in Maine. You'd be in big trouble. She loves kitty cats like you. Oh, gee. Just remember, there is such a thing of going overboard as well. You can damage your face just as easily with all that stuff that you're doing as you can not doing it. So you just don't overdo it, Anthony, okay? You don't want to ruin your skin either. But it's good that you care. Some people don't even care enough to take the time out. So that's a really good thing, that at least you care enough. I'm going to run this for about 15 minutes and then we're going to go, guys. I want to be able to finish editing and everything. Yeah, you're already pretty pale though. I don't know that you could get any whiter. You've got your skin pretty white. Almost, you almost look like a porcelain doll as right as you've got your skin right now. Many of yous don't know, me and Anthony are friends on Instagram, and I actually got to see the kid. He's a good-looking young man. I don't know if you could get any paler than that. I really don't. Yeah, I've got Instagram. I don't fool with it very much other than to post my nails when I paint them. I think I just go by Amy Johnston. I actually don't have a username on it. I don't even know what got me to go on Instagram. I think it might have been an ad saying for me to do something, or maybe it was for somebody. It might have been for Nails of Interest because she was running a contest and she had given information about it, I think. I don't remember. But yeah, basically, I just post when I do my nails. I do have some photos of other things, but on the whole part, it's just whenever I do my nails. Well, what do you go by? And I'll see if I can at least find you. Huh. I bet you tan easy. I thought so. I've only got my video phone in here, so I can't look my account up. And I'm pretty sure I just go by Amy Johnston. I don't think I really came up with a username. Ah, Ton. It's Johnston. That's why you can't find me. Johnston. Ton. Johnston. Yes. So it's Amy Johnston, no hyphen. That's where you can find me. You want to go outside and play, Luna, or do you need to go outside? Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Both, you think? Well, then you better tell Grandpa to get off of the chat and take you out, girl. Lick him to pieces until he takes you out. Well, then you just gotta lay down and wait, don't you, girl? You be a good girl and wait for Daddy. Man, you just gotta love that dog. Love her to pieces. Love her to pieces. I can imagine if we would ever get to meet Luna in person, we'd be hugging all over her and she'd just try to lick all over every one of us. Try not to miss one single person. I know you did. You gave me 3 kisses. That is like, wow. I got 3 kisses from Miss Luna. That makes me feel special. I'm going to go on ahead and shut this down, guys. The conversation has kind of died down, and I still want to be able to finish my editing, plus kind of help hubby get ready for work. Yep, you're a good dog, Luna. You're a good girl. So anyway, guys, Every one of you. I love you, Savannah. I love you, Anthony. Bye, Luna. I love you, Grandpa. Every one of you. Pause up. Love you guys. Mwah.